Everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing a video tonight. I had kind of a shitty afternoon. Just got trolled by this dude on YouTube and just had to argue with people about the new Star Trek, the new Star Trek shows and all sorts of stuff. I guess they're, first world problems, as people used to say. But also just dealing with a lot of shit right now, so it's just unfortunate. Just a lot of feelings that are not being addressed in the right way by my own admission that I, want to say certain things or do certain things and I can't do them is, whatever. But anyways, shitty afternoon. This is going to be a shitty video. It's shitty to many people because I know they're going to get offended, and I don't care. I don't care. Just like, what does George Carlin say? Like, fuck them, I don't care. So I'm going to say this right now. If you voluntarily joined the military post World War II, and I'm not saying like everybody, like I hate them in all ways, but you're a fucking at least for that decision, you're a fucking moron. Okay, for one, none of the wars that we fought have been about, securing our borders or freedom since World War II. America's fought. Now, we can argue this, the communist threat, the domino theory, Okay, well, maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe early on, maybe Korea. I mean, you can maybe argue some of that, a little bit here and there. But overall, no. If you study history, these people the communism was big in the third world. For sure. It was bigger. There was no way that it was going to get popular here. Like, case in point, look in Europe, where communism, like Western Europe, a lot of communist parties weren't as verboten as in the United States, and they became like coalition parties and stuff with other ones, and they're definitely leftist. Don't get me wrong, but they never, other than like the last 2.5 years, with for different reasons that are more globalist in nature. Which to me is not communism, by the way. I could go into the differences and why it's not really communism and all this stuff. Maybe I will in another video. But we can talk about, the lockdowns and all that. And that's a really bad thing. But before that, let's say 2019 and before, other than some censorship and some stupid bullshit, in Sweden they have these weird laws about certain things. And, in Britain, obviously Britain's kind of a shithole and certain ways with their cameras everywhere and all that. But overall, how leftism got incorporated in these countries, a lot of them have a higher standard of living than the United States. So really, it wasn't about fighting communism in America or in fighting left ideas necessarily. It was, at least in Western Europe, they grew to a point where they did get some gains. But this whole idea that, my point is that if you're fighting communism, they should have, went to Germany, like West Germany and, other places like that and fought, if they were really about fighting communism. It wasn't about fighting communism. It was about fighting for resources, for hegemony in a region, for trade routes, for trade, for money, for corporations, and for defense contractors and so forth. So if you don't get this basic fact, you're very naive. But yeah, I'm just saying right out, I don't give a fuck if you've served in the military. I don't care. I served in the military. I'm so great. Well, I feel sorry for you. You're a fucking moron. Even some of my friends have served. I have some friends that served in the military, and that's fine. That's them being a moron in that case, Of course, it gives them, free college. That's great. The free college and free healthcare and all that shit. But, I give a fuck. I don't care what people want to say to me about this. It's like, you were the one that volunteered Especially people, okay, I'll say it's even worse when people volunteered like after 9/11. Like, you are so like brazenly ignorant of the way the world works for doing this that I don't know what to do with you if you're, yeah, I volunteered after 9/11 because I wanted to go fight those Iraqis that caused it. You know? So I don't care. You know, I'm kind of doing this for a friend too. This video, I was kind of like, you know, he's always said there, you know, it's like, fuck you, you know, it's like, this is so contrarian thing to say, I know, but it's like, why do we worship people that fought for lies? You know, of course, I believe in veterans benefits. I believe, you know, in general, should honor people that bought it. You know, I feel sorry for them, in other words, you know, I feel sorry for people that buy into the lie that the military is doing anything for democracy around the world, because never has. Since maybe the Korean War, maybe some of the, you know, skirmishes had, you know, maybe, you know, but for the most part, like South America, Central America, were supporting death squads and all this stuff. And of course the communists had death squads too. But why did communism appeal to people? That's that question. Why not go after the root causes of why? I mean, actually, JFK even talked about that. Like, why are people wanting to go to communism? They actually had these discussions back in the day, pre-Nixon, pre-LBJ for that matter. You know, they actually, you know, had this idea that maybe we should look into why people want to be communists. You know, why is it so appealing to the third world? Because obviously they're under the slave of these you're under the yoke of this corporations, what they call, you know, what you call globalism or globalization today. You know, so I don't care about this, about Veterans Day parades and shit. I'm like, honor your those who fought for our country. Yeah, on a limited scale, they fought for our country. Maybe a few corporations, maybe Halliburton in some cases. But why would that be honorable? Why is it honorable that you fought for corporations? That's basically what it's about. It's, you look into fucking history, and this is probably going to be one of my most controversial videos yet. I don't care. I'm just going to say this right out. I don't fucking care. If you served. Oh, thank you for your service. I was told in my last job to say, thank you for your service. Thank you. You know, once a girl gets done with a blowjob, I'll say thank you for your service, but nothing short of that. That's about all.